Hey guys, part 2 of my comparisons of the counterfeit Deuter Cerrotorre 40 to the legitimate article. I think before I was talking about how clasps just sound more positive and click much more securely on the legitimate article. Also, another thing to watch out for, not all backpacks will have this, but particularly on the Deuter, they're big on their air comfort system, which is the backpack is structured around these two aluminum stays, and it curves the main pack away from your body, and then you have this mesh up against so that you have this airflow so you don't get sweaty back. One thing you'll notice is this mesh is reinforced with, it feels like a plastic coating over the mesh so that it doesn't tear easily and so that it's really durable and rigid. If you'll notice on the counterfeit one, they try to copy the air comfort system. You can see they have the same kind of like curving body right here with the mesh, but instead of a plastic coated mesh, let me just undo this chest strap here, it's fabric. So this is going to tear a lot more easily. So I'm definitely hard on all my gear, but I know that I'm not going to be as hard as I usually am with this. This fabric is probably going to tear if I'm really rough on it. For normal day-to-day use and using it as a day bag, it should be fine, but it's something to look out for if you want to take this out and really abuse it like you would like a real legitimate pack. Also, as I said before, the frame on the real article is on these aluminum stays. Now the aluminum stays are gently curved, and then they're covered with this heavyweight cordura to make sure that the frame isn't exposed. As you can see here, I can bend it a little bit. Now, you can't really see it, but you can feel it. There's also two stays inside, and it's covered by the back panel, which is cloth, to keep it from being exposed to the elements. And a cool thing, actually, if I can take the time to open this bag, is you can access the stays, which you're not going to really need to do because unlike some brands where the stays are made out of aluminum, not going to pull it all the way out. The stays here are made out of plastic. So that's a problem. If it's made out of plastic, unlike metal, which will bend and you might be able to bend back, these these plastic stays can snap if you put too much pressure on it. And another thing about that is when you load something with an aluminum stay, an aluminum frame, the frame will hold and it'll keep the load curved. Versus the plastic stays, when you load a weight, if it's heavy enough, it'll flatten the part of the bag. So I found that when I was using this as a day bag, I used this as a carry-on when I was flying on the plane. I loaded like a ton of stuff in here, and what happens is when the load is heavy enough, the plastic will flatten, and then it'll bring the back of the backpack up against this mesh sheet. So basically, you don't really have that air comfort kind of quality that you would get in the legit bag. So on lighter loads, you'll have it, but not for really heavy loads on this counterfeit pack. Which is fine though, because it's actually meant for day pack use. But it's something to keep in mind. If you're really desperate, I'm sure that if one of the stays broke, I could just go to like a hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's and just get an aluminum sheet and curve it myself. But I mean, that's just time that I don't want to spend. And then the last thing I want to go over is the cushioning. Now, Deuter uses a soft yet durable kind of spongy foam for their shoulder straps and for the waist belt. I wish I could convey how soft this feels, but pretty soft yet pretty durable because it's covered with this lined fabric, this holy fabric right here. Now if you look for the shoulder straps here, I can't really articulate this, but the foam here is stiffer. It's not as soft. It doesn't have as much give to it. And they also don't put it on as thick. Now, I'm not a fan of really thick shoulder straps. I don't think you need to have really thick shoulder straps for things to be comfortable. They just have to be positioned well. But you can tell from the quality of foam that they didn't spend a lot of money on the materials. Also on the waist strap, it's kind of crunchy. That's fine. It was actually quite comfortable, but you can totally tell that it was lesser quality. Let's see if I can put the waist squeeze this in front of the camera speaker and see if you can hear it.